What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the RAM Squonk mod. Alright guys, so today's video is focused on this one right here, the Stentorian Vapor RAM Squonk box, and let me start off by saying that I don't own too many Squonk mods, but this one has quickly become my favorite to use because it's so small and lightweight and portable, easy to just fit it right there in your pocket, and when you have that 7 mil juice capacity right here in this one little tiny unit, it's just so handy and convenient. So before we get into this video, I do have to state my intent by saying that I did receive this product for free from the manufacturer for the purpose of doing this video. However, it has no monetary value to me, which means my opinions on it will remain honest and unbiased, of course, as always. With that being said, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to the people over at Watofo and Stentorian for sending this my way. Really appreciate the opportunity to take a look at this one. So taking a quick look online, we have 4 different color options for this device. It comes in what's called Paduk, Cactus Green, Advanced Gray, and Starry Violet. Those names are a bit confusing, so I'll just put a picture right there on screen for you guys, all labeled and everything, just so you can get an idea of what you're working with here. So those are the 4 color options. I, of course, got they call this one Advanced Gray, although it's more of a kind of blue, gray, and orange kind of color combination, which I really like. It is very stylish, and this was actually the one I was hoping to get, so I'm really glad they sent me this one along. But with that, the price point is going to be around $60. I have seen these for a little bit cheaper from the Chinese retailers, and I've seen them for a little bit more in the States. So obviously, I will provide you guys with links right down there if you want to check this out for yourself. But without further ado, let's go down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, we've got the RAM in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging and then we'll talk about what's inside. So first and foremost, RAM box mod, green stripe there, and a little bit of a spot gloss. We have the scratch-off authentication, RAM box mod with StentorianVapor.com right there. On this side, we have the UPC and color indication. It says black, however, it's called gray in the promotional photos that I saw, and it's actually kind of a bluey, orangey, grayish color. So not sure what's going on with the color naming system here, but RAM box mod and, you know, some more company info there, and Stentorian logo and another color indicator right there. And on the back of the box, we have what the kit contains. We have some caution warnings right there and some manufacturer's info. Pretty similar stuff to everything else that we take a look at. So open up the lid here and we have a block of foam and we have the mod itself. And as you can see, I don't think I switched around the orientation of the packaging, so it's actually kind of upside down in the box. But there you go, you have your RAM box mod itself and 2 extra juice bottles. So you have 2 extra spare 7 ml bottles as well there. And in the bottom of the box, what do we have here is the user manual. So just a couple of pages in English here, 2 to be exact, and that's about it. Really nothing much when it comes to information other than some, you know, basic battery stuff and how to lock it and unlock it and how to fill the juice bottle, which should be pretty logical if you ask me. All right, guys, so let's go over the specs. First of all, the fire button has a safety locking mechanism. It has a big chunk of PEEK right around the 510 adapter to prevent the top of the mod from overheating. All metal parts are 24 karat gold plated to ensure the best electronic conductivity. The 510 spring contact pin supports all 24mm and 22mm diameter atomizers, and it comes with 3 PET food grade bottles with 7 ml capacity. Alright guys, so real quick, I just wanted to give you a little tour of the RAM itself. So first thing we're going to start off with is this piece right here, the actual button. So it's a nice squishy kind of button, feels good when you're vaping on it, and it has that nice tactile sort of feeling to it. It also has a locking mechanism. If it's all the way to the left or counterclockwise, then it will fire normally. However, if you turn it all the way to the right, it will actually prevent it from firing. So that's kind of a cool feature that not a lot of other box mods will do. So there we go. As you can see here, the juice window or the little bottle window, whatever you want to call it there on the outside, the hole itself is plentiful. I can easily squeeze that bottle when I have to squonk on this thing. As you can see, the kind of nice resin pattern all the way around, very unique and different. On the bottom here, we have a Stentorian logo, as you can see there, nice little gold emblem as well. If we open up the inside here, you can see there's a magnet on the inside of the little door. and a matching magnet on this side here, so it sticks in really, really nice. Never really had an issue with this door coming off whatsoever. And we can see our 7 ml juice bottle right there. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It's not, you know, the squishiest in the world. However, it is pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. So you can see the mechanical sort of action on the inside where it actually makes contact with the 510 on the inside of the box. So putting a battery in is very, very easy. All you have to do is just kind of drop it in just like that, and it's good to go there. And when you put the atomizer on, you'll notice something with the 510 connection. It will actually scooch the pin down ever so slightly as you're actually tightening on the atomizer. So that way it makes a nice flush contact at the top here, and it just kind of pushes that pin down a little bit, which still makes good contact when you press the fire button. So very, very simple operation for this device here. I really have enjoyed using it for the past couple of weeks, but let's go ahead and put it all back together real quick. There we go. We'll go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of this video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off today with the pros, and my first pro is that it's so tiny. This thing is absolutely tiddly if you compare it to my normal everyday stuff, which is like the Hexome V3 or the RX Gen 3, something along those lines. This thing is absolutely tiddly, and I love that. So basically you're dealing with, you know, 7 ml juice capacity in the bottom here, and a nice powerhouse on top as well if you build it just the right way. I've got my go-to flavor and cloud build set up right now, and it's basically like having a dripper but not having to drip on it. So as far as the long drive test, it definitely passes that. However, you're going to have to carry around a couple extra batteries on you. My second pro today is that the acrylic looks and feels great. Now, as far as the look is concerned, yeah, I mean, acrylic just looks really cool. I feel like it looks almost kind of classy, that you're going kind of for the stabilized wood thing, but without spending all that money on it. This thing is a great little kind of cheaper way to achieve that same look. As far as the feel to it, it has this sort of waxy sort of coating on there, which feels really great, and it makes it so that it doesn't attract all these fingerprints. It's kind of has that matte finish going on, which I absolutely adore. My third pro today is that all of my 24mm atomizers fit nice and flush. Now, there's nothing I can't stand more than just a janky looking setup. This thing here fits every single atomizer that I've put on it so far really nice. I mean, obviously, if you have a 25 or a 28mm, it's going to be a little bit, you know, on the janky looking side. But as far as 24mm atomizers, I've tried a few of them on here, and every single one looks perfect. And my fourth and final pro for this device is that it's unique. Now, that's one thing I really love about acrylic, is that it is just so different. There's no two pieces that are identical. So that means no one else in the world will ever have the exact same pattern as me here. On mine, you can see the kind of swirl pattern there, and no one else will ever have that, which is just great to me because honestly, obviously, just look at me. I like being unique. I like being a little bit different, and this just suits my personality. Alright guys, so moving on to some cons. My first con is that the locking mechanism is a bitch to use. Now, personally, I like the fact that it has a locking mechanism. I really think that's a good thing. However, it is a royal pain in the ass to use. I try to get a grip on this little button here, but it is absolutely tiny, and it's hard for me to really, you know, get a good grip and actually lock this thing. So as far as I'm concerned, it might as well not even have a locking mechanism if no one's going to use it because it's too difficult to use. My second con today is that it's not fully mechanical. Now, so many other Squonk box companies out there have mastered the art of making their boxes completely mechanical, which means there's one piece of metal going all the way up and around the battery connection, and the actual switch itself makes the physical connection to the battery. So as far as that's concerned, there is a wire running from the bottom to the top of this device here, and it's not fully mechanical, which means there can be a loss of power. And I feel like for a device that has a kind of sketchy switch at best, that's going to make it suffer even more. My third con today is that I'm having a bit of an arcing issue. Now, as you saw in the close-up section of this video, a lot of these parts on the inside are plated in gold to increase the conductivity. However, I feel like the plating process almost makes the surface area just a little bit uneven so that these parts don't really contact all that evenly and therefore leads to some arcing occasionally. Now, I don't know exactly what the issue is. I mean, I have a pretty low build on here as it stands. I notice it every now and then when I fire the button and I have the battery door cover off there. I'll just hit the button and I'll see a little tiny bit of a spark, which kind of makes me a little bit nervous. And my fourth and final con for this device is that it's very susceptible to wear and tear. Now, as I said in the pros section, I really love the acrylic look and feel. However, with this device here, if I'm dropping it left and right, especially on pavement or something like that, I'm really going to damage this thing. It's going to get a lot of little nicks and scratches on there, and it's just going to eventually look like crap. So really take good care of this one if you decide to get one for yourself. So at the end of the day, is this thing worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one for review? And my answer would be yes, but just barely. I really don't need this device. I already have a fully functioning Squonk box that I can use. However, I like the size, I like the shape, I like the form factor and the look of this one overall. So yeah, you really can't go wrong, especially at the price point of around 60 bucks online. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever either. So if you guys are in the market for a relatively inexpensive Squonk box, and make sure you check out the Stentorian Vapor RAM box mod. Of course, I will provide you guys with links right down there. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to also click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the RAM or anything else you want to discuss down there. I am all ears. Also, check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on! Blah, 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 blah.